All right, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Red Pill Road. Today we're over at the Washington Examiner, covering part 1 of a 2-part series. I'm happy to say that that in this case, blowback for State Farm and the communist attack on our children was both swift and effective. So swift, in fact, that it took everyone by surprise, including myself. But in the end, it's a perfect example of just how effective and how essential vigilance and response is against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Stand up for what you believe in. Make absolutely no apologies to any commie ever for anything ever. In fact, you can politely invite them to kick rocks and die angry. Without any further ado, let's just get to it. Today's headline is State Farm donating transgender books for 5-year-olds to schools in Florida. The auto insurance company State Farm is encouraging its agents in Florida to donate books promoting transgenderism to 5-year-olds to their local schools or public libraries, according to an email shared by a whistleblower. The email, obtained by the nonprofit organization Consumers Research and shared with the Washington Examiner, revealed that State Farm has partnered with the Gender Cool Project. Oh, for God's sake. Which promotes issues of gender identity in children through various advocacy and public awareness programs to donate a packet of 3 books to local schools and public libraries. The 3 books, a kid's book about being transgender, a kid's book about being non-binary, and a kid's book about being inclusive. Well, it's all about being inclusive now, isn't it? Contain various descriptions about gender and identity meant to disprove the notion that gender is the same as biological sex and establish that it is therefore changeable. These people have lost their minds. Disprove the notion. Really, disprove the notion. Biological sex and gender are literally synonyms for one another. They have meant the same thing for eons. I don't care how many mental gymnastic hoops you libtards try to make us jump through with your bullshit. Nothing changes that fact. You can change the definition in your online dictionaries all you want. In fact, change it 5 times this week. We don't give a rat's ass. As far as we're concerned, all you lefties can die angry. Okay, back to the article. The Gender Cool Project markets the 3-book bundle to children ages 5 and over, a fact noted in the whistleblower email. The project's goal is to increase representation of LGBTQ+ books and support our communities in having challenging, important, and empowering conversations with children age 5 and up, the email said. Dated January 18th, the email was sent by Jose Soto, a corporate responsibility analyst for State Farm in Florida. And in addition to promoting the company's partnership with the Gender Cool Project, oh my God, every time I say it, I laugh. It sought to recruit 6 State Farm insurance agents in Florida to receive these books in March, then donate them to their community by the end of April. So, wow, talk about recruiting. Okay, so they were starting small and hoping for the best. All right, moving on. This is a fantastic way to give back. Oh my God, these people are delirious. And an easy project that will help support the LGBTQ+ community and to make the world around us better. The email added, Well, I got a question for everybody. Why is suddenly the LGBTQ plus community so freaking important? I mean, they're just people too, right? Isn't that what they want to claim? We're victims. Well, hey, look. We don't care what you do with each other, to yourselves. We don't give a shit. But it doesn't make you any more special than anyone else. Okay. While the communique only referenced recruiting volunteer agents in Florida, it indicated that the program is a nationwide initiative. Well, it is. These people don't do anything small. Are you kidding? Nationwide, approximately 550 State Farm agents and employees will have the opportunity to donate. You mean the opportunity to poison the minds of 5-year-olds? That's what this is. Poisoning the mind of 5-year-olds. It's horrific. So back to it. Approximately 550 State Farm agents and employees will have the opportunity to donate this 3-book bundle to their local teacher, community center, or library of their choice, Soto wrote in this email. So this 3-book bundle is going to outline the degenerate behavior of these lunatics, and we're supposed to just lie there and take it? No way, Jose. Not today. But the promotion of the project in Florida is notable because Governor Ron DeSantis recently signed into law the Parental Rights in Education bill, prohibiting classroom instruction of gender identity, you mean gender dysphoria, and sexual orientation through 3rd grade. The law, which is set to take effect on July 1st, was derided by Democrats and progressive pundits as an attempt to censor gay and transgender education. Censor it? When did it become required curriculum? Okay, moving on. That would result in a rise in suicides by gay and transgender youth. Oh, please. What about the rise in suicides of the people that subscribe to this nonsense? They took the hormone blockers and they had their sexual organs removed and then decided that, I don't really like the new me. I'd rather have the old me back. Thank you very much. And they're told, well, sorry, but it's irreversible. Hope you like the new you. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we have a tally on those numbers. Critics and legacy media outlets dubbed the legislation as the Don't Say Gay bill, despite gay never appearing in the law's text. Now, who here is stunned by the fact that the legacy media and the uninformed critics would do such a thing?
Disney employees are protesting the Don't Say Gay bill.
I wanted to give you an opportunity to comment on that effort.
I guess my comment would be gay, 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 gay. Yeah, it's an absolutely ridiculous law. It's insane. It's insanity. And I hope that Disney as a company comes out as forcefully as possible against this idea. And yeah, it's astounding that even exists in this country.
And for you people in Florida, we're going to have a gay night. Gay!
Good morning, Governor DeSantis. Ron here. Don't say gay. Don't say as the first 2 words in a sentence spoken by a political leader of a state in the United States of America. Don't say. Don't fucking say, you fucking Nazi pig. Say. First Amendment. Read about it. Then run for office. You piece of shit.
In a Zoom call with reporters, Consumers Research Executive Director Will Hild noted that the materials promoted by State Farm and produced by the Gender Cool Project would be barred from use in public schools once the new law takes effect in July. We would hope State Farm would cooperate with the governor's office or law enforcement in Florida and retrieve any of these books that may have been donated to public schools that by law now do not belong there, Hild said, noting that was in addition to his organization's opinion that such discussions with children were inappropriate, according to any reasonable understanding. Well, isn't that the truth? Consumers Research, which said it seeks to educate consumers about the activities of corporations, is launching a multi-million-dollar public awareness campaign about State Farm's partnership with the Gender Cool Project. The organization, which in the past has often criticized government regulations, has launched several public campaigns targeting corporations on culture war problems. The group recently undertook a major ad campaign criticizing BlackRock CEO Larry Fink for his ties to the Chinese Communist Party. The organization is using the tagline, "like a creepy neighbor," for its campaign, riffing off of State Farm's long recognizable corporate slogan, "like a good neighbor."
State Farm tells us they're a good neighbor. But would a good neighbor target 5-year-olds for conversations about sexual identity? That's what State Farm's doing, asking employees to donate guides to being transgender to public schools, books aimed at making kindergartners question their identity. It's textbook indoctrination. These books don't belong in elementary schools, and State Farm shouldn't be putting them there. Like a creepy neighbor, State Farm is there.
We think it's important for customers to know about this and for parents to be aware that State Farm is trying to have conversations around sexual identity without them present, Hild said. In a statement to the Washington Examiner, State Farm defended the program. Of course they did, saying it is strictly voluntary. Well, you know what else was strictly voluntary? The vaccine. That was strictly voluntary. And look what that turned into.
Didn't stop this large group of Boeing employees and supporters from protesting the company's COVID vaccine mandate.
The divide over New York City's vaccine mandate for city workers spilled into the streets of Manhattan today. Firefighters, EMTs, and sanitation workers, largely unmasked, rallied outside the mayor's official residence just one day before the deadline for municipal employees to get at least one COVID shot or be placed on unpaid leave.
Travelling from across England to march in central London. NHS staff against mandatory vaccination. In just under a fortnight, healthcare workers who haven't yet had their first COVID vaccine face the sack.
And that the strategy of the program has evolved. Now, I wonder why it might have evolved. Could it be that they got caught with their pants down? Participants are not being asked to share with schools, the statement said. At State Farm, oh God, here comes the psychobabble. We are committed to diversity and inclusion. Well, look at you guys go. They aren't just words. They are truly part of how we do business and lead our organization. Okay, well, if that's true, then how about acknowledging the diversity of your non-alphabet customers and including them in your bullshit plans to try and gaslight their kids into becoming transgenders? How about that, State Farm? We recognize and value the diversity of all people and support a culture of respect and inclusion. Well, you're not including us now, are you? Nor are you showing us 1/10 of the respect that you're extending to the degenerates that want to turn our kids into transgenders without our knowledge. How about this, State Farm? How about you stick to selling insurance and leave the parenting to the actual parents? Does that sound fair? All right, back to where we left off. We recognize and value the diversity of all people and support a culture of respect and inclusion in the communities in which we live and work, as well as our workplace. Well, I got another question for you. Just exactly how many alphabet people are in your community? How many alphabet people work in your ranks? I mean, the maximum is what, 5% for the country? The LGBTQ plus community, God almighty, can you get any more letters in there? Is a valued part of the communities we serve and are valued members of our workplace. The company added, kindness and respect is expected in all our interactions and extended to everyone we do business with across all segments of society. Everyone you do business with? Or did you happen to forget the non-alphabet heterosexual client base when you were pulling this weenie move? We embrace diversity and inclusion because it's the right thing to do. We work with a variety of organizations and causes that express their own unique views. I bet you do. And support civil and open dialogue on challenging topics. Okay, so why does State Farm and the Gender Cool Project feel that it's so important to have these kinds of conversations with 5-year-olds? Is it because they're deeply concerned that there are vast amounts of toddlers out there that are emotionally oppressed by their stated gender at birth? Or is it more likely that they followed the science and figured out that homosexuals can't procreate, nor can lesbians in and of themselves, so they need to bolster the numbers another way by going after your kids? Okay, so with that in mind, let's take another look at what Gender Cool's intent really is. According to the article, the project's goal is to increase representation of LGBTQ+, boy, that's a friggin' mouthful, LGBTQ+ books. You mean propaganda. Come on, folks, call it what it is. Propaganda. The Gender Cool Project wants LGBTQ+ propaganda readily available in our public schools for children age 5 and up. That's what they want. Sorry if the truth hurts. They also claim that they want to support our communities in having challenging, important, and empowering conversations with children. Support our communities. What communities are we talking about here, folks? Are we talking about the 95% that has absolutely no concerns with LGBTQ plus publications? Or are we talking about the 0.5% that actually think that talking with 5-year-olds about chopping off the private parts they were born with is perfectly normal? And not only is it normal, it's also empowering. Empowering to who? The 5-year-old? I'm pretty sure he'd rather hang on to his parts and pieces for a future date that might come in handy, like, oh, I don't know, starting his own family. What do you think? Does that sound reasonable? I mean, stop me if I'm going off the rails here. So then if it's not empowering to the 5-year-old, just maybe it's empowering to the groomer who wants the 5-year-old confused. Or maybe it's empowering to the globalist who doesn't want to be facing able-bodied masculine men as an enemy in 15 or 20 years. No, sir, it's far better to keep them on a steady diet of hormone blockers and top it off with a man-made vagina. They'll be much easier to control in the future, and as an extra added bonus, with fake parts, they won't be able to bear children. And that means less enemies for us. Anyone who's ever had a conversation with a 5-year-old knows that what empowers them is knowing what they're having for lunch. Is it ravioli or beefaroni? Are they having mac and cheese or are they having hot dogs or both? That's what empowers a 5-year-old. There aren't any 5-year-olds that I know of that are running around scratching their head, pondering the possibilities of what gender they should be. They don't give a rat's ass, and nor do we. You know, these children were born with a gift to procreate. And criminals like the Gender Cool Project and their partners, I'm talking to you, State Farm, are destroying that gift. Destroying it. And there's no other way to put it. If you saw off someone's penis and testicles, or saw off their breasts and remove their ovaries and uterus, and you give them a fake penis, they are not going to procreate. They're never going to know the joy of having their own child. And that's a gift. Whether you believe in a higher power or not, that's a gift. And you're stealing that from them. That's what you're doing. So you can shove that challenging, important, empowering conversation up your degenerate ass. If you have to be 18 years old to buy cigarettes, to buy alcohol, to vote, or to fight for your country, then you should have to be 18 years old before any one of these communist morons can talk to you about sawing off your dick.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb, and I've done some dumb things, and I'll do dumb things again.